Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was on the business call with Lori and looked at the time and was like, oh my gosh, that happened fast. So, good thing I had mostly everything ready. Oh, I did forget to put the link for the template, but I will make sure to do so. So what we are doing is a cute little fruit basket. Show you the original sketch since I have it. So we've got some watermelons, cherries, lemons, all the fun makings for, I feel like, a really yummy lemonade or something like that. So this is it right here. Colors that we're going to be using, of course I did the white primer. For the basket we're going to use Trail Tan and Bambi Brown. Lemon, we're going to be using Bright Yellow and Pale Yellow. And we'll be using, for the greens, Gecko, Parsley, and Electric Lime. For the reds, we're going to be using Watermelon, Bright Red, and Fire Red. And then I thought it would be fun to throw some surfboard for the trim of the basket. So, with getting the basket, let's get into this. And we'll start painting. I'm going to use Trail Tan real quick here. Let me flip you guys down. And I just realized I didn't zoom in. So hold on just 1 second and we'll get the overhead camera nice and zoomed in so you can see. Let's see. Let me zoom in, out there, and tilt this down. There we go. Okay, that should be pretty. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let me move this down so I can see comments that are coming in. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Hey, Linda. Hey, Johnny and Rhea. How are you all? Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is this bottom part of the basket. And we're going to hit this with some Trail Tan. Let me get this brush clean. Ooh, I feel a sneeze coming on. So guys, how was your weekend? Mine was fabulous. We went down to the beach, so it was amazing. So I'm just getting this Trail Tan and loading it on to the base here. Girls absolutely loved it. We loved it. Getting away, we went with some friends, so it was fun. I mean, even if we went by ourselves, we would have had fun too. So the girls tried, I call it boogie boarding, but I also know other people call it body boarding for the first time, and they loved it. So we'll definitely be having to do some beach vacations since moving here we're so close. So this one that we went to, which was Jacksonville, it was like 3.5 hours from us, so it was fun. You saw 2 of your grandkids? Oh, how fun. Hey, Sherry. All right, so I'm just painting the base of this real quick. And happy official summertime. Did you guys have a good Father's Day weekend? You guys do some barbecuing, anything fun? We drove home, but it was fun. We had a good weekend fun, so Brian was not neglected. Okay, I'm gonna just hit this with the heat gun for just 1 second here. We might just need a quick little coat. It's looking like we've got a little streak right here. It didn't get covered too good, so we just grab a little bit here. All right, that is done. So trail brown. Bambi brown is what we're gonna lay on next. But I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, so we're gonna work on the upper part, and then we'll do the rim after we get the other part of that done. I'm gonna use some tape, and we're kind of gonna do the exact same thing that we did last week with doing the plaid, but we're gonna make it diagonal so it looks like a flower basket, or like a basket weave. So what I'm gonna do now is let's go in and we're gonna do the lemon, which is right over here in this section. Hey Teresa and Amanda, you guys make me jealous. You guys look like you guys were having way too much fun. Hope your guys' dinner or lunch, whatever you guys wanted to call it, was good. All right, so this brush is a 3/8 angle brush. I can't talk, y'all. Okay, so I'm just laying this yellow down. I'm using my angle brush to just kind of get in those edges and curl that in. So right here where I'm at, there's two big leaves. So we don't want to paint the leaves, so that's why I'm kind of trying to stay away from there. All right. Going around these leaves here, getting our cute little lemon. Every time I see lemons, I always think of Case, or lemon jello girl. All right, let me hit this real quick with some more heat. It was delicious. You guys are stuffed. What kind of food was it? Okay, just one more time. I'm gonna go in with this yellow here. Mexican, my favorites. I think I could eat Mexican food every day of the week and never get sick of it. Just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this yellow back in here. We don't want to waste paint. It's too hard to find anymore. You can find paint, but sometimes trying to find the same color can be difficult. Okay, so now I'm going in with the pale yellow. I'm just going to use my lid, and I'm going to use the back of my paintbrush, and I'm just going to add a couple of cute little dots for our lemon. Let's put another little one off on his own over there. Okay. Just to kind of give us a little accent and a little bit of fun there, right? Okay, let's go. Let me go in with our cherries. The cherries I'm going to use are bright red. Or actually, no, wait a minute. Yes, sorry. X-Nay bright red. We're going with bright red for our cherries. And I'm going to go back with that 3/8 of an angle brush. I think that one's going to be our favorite for today. Okay, move this guy out of the way here. So we've got a cherry here, and a cherry here. So 3 little cherries. I'm gonna work right here first because if I don't, I'm gonna be fighting it while painting and I'm gonna get paint on me. So we're gonna try and keep our hand away from the paint as much as possible. I'm just gonna move my brush here. So I've loaded my angle a little bit more. Now when I say loaded, I kind of just dip that top part of the angle brush, and that is what kind of helps us control our paint so that we're not getting too much, and helps us with getting those nice smooth lines that we want. Now red can be kind of finicky. Sometimes you need 2 coats, sometimes you need 1. So hopefully it will play nice with this. This fire red usually plays pretty nice, but it can go splotchy sometimes too. Okay, so we got 1 cherry done. Burritos as big as Amanda's head. Yummy. Now you guys are making me crave burritos. Might have to do that. However, I've been craving Chinese. So, I don't know. We got back from the beach, like I said yesterday, and so we have not had a chance to go to the grocery store. So we will definitely be going and getting some yummy, delicious food after this. And you guys, I gotta tell you the good news. I have to tell you good news. We got our closing date on our house. I'm so excited. What do you guys think? Do you think we got the closing date for July, or do you think it hit August? Before I tell y'all. What do you think? Cabinets are cabinets are installed. We're getting the countertops this week, and then we'll start getting the floor. The floor's already down, so we'll start getting trim and stuff like that. So to give you guys maybe some hints. Thank you, Michelle. When are we thinking? July or August? July, Michelle, you're right. July 27th is our closing day. It's a Tuesday. I'm so excited. We had a lot of excitement this last week. A lot of crazy. The week started off a little rough. If you guys remember, I was fighting a really bad ingrown toe / infection from going to a nail salon that I will never go back to. And so that is doing much better. And then my car was having issues, and the check engine light kept going on and off, and Brian would fix something and then it'd be good for a couple days and then we would have another one. So we had a lot of misfire things that it was bringing out, you know, when the check engine, how you check it. Yeah, thank you. And so anyways, Brian went to check the spark plugs and they were covered in oil, which is not a good sign. And so after lots of prayer and everything, we ended up buying a brand new, well, let me clarify, sort of brand new car. It's kind of crazy. It's a Buick Enclave, and it was a dealer's like test drive car, and just kind of for when people needed a car to drive. So it only had 3,000 miles on it, and it's a 2016, but only 3,000 miles. It had all the factory stickers and tags all over it. So we got it for a crazy amazing deal, and so I feel so blessed. And we talked to our mortgage person to make sure, you know, we were okay. And so what started out as bad, my brake, oh, I also didn't mention my brakes went out. My brakes started going, crying and everything else, which I know brakes can be fixed, but when we opened the spark plugs and there was oil just all over them, it was a bad sign. So hence why we got a new car. So it was an eventful week after I saw you guys on Monday. But yeah, we got notified about our car, you know, about right after we got the car, the next day we got notification that we got the closing date for the house. So July 27th is the closing day. Hey Cece and Carol and Dawn. So I am so excited. And then our final walkthrough, they have that as scheduled for the 17th of July. So my birthday is on the 15th. So that will be, you know, an extra exciting thing going on. And Miss Cece, she's moving, so hope everything's going good there. I'm going to start using Fire Red now, and that is for our two little strawberries here. Okay, whoop. I missed the lid. Whoopsie. And the dogs did phenomenal at the kennel. Our two dogs, Molly and Zoe, they've never done kennel because we had an amazing neighbor in Chicago that would just always watch them. And so anyways, it was amazing to do everything. Yeah, Cece, we want to know how's moving going. So anyways, they did good at the kennel, so that's good because now I know a good place to take them. So it's always hard when you first move and you don't know those things, or when you go on vacation you have to leave your babies behind. You always are praying that they'll take good care of them, you know. So this red, you guys, I'm hoping you can see the difference in color. This one's like more of a pinky red, the Fire Red, versus the bright red. It's a little bit darker of a red. That's hence why we're using different colors. If you didn't have these, you could always dilute it down or darken it up. Darkening it up, you would want to use just a little bit of black, and for lightening it, obviously some white, and just add a little bit at a time till you get that right color. The beach was awesome. We had such a great time. Such a great time. I was a little bit worried about my toe and everything with it, but the antibiotics seemed to start working, and so my toe feels so much better. Looks a ton better too. I've never had an ingrown toe before. So like an ingrown toenail, ooh, those are painful. So for you guys that get them all the time, whoa, see, I almost got my hand in the paint there. Hey Trish, how are you? How is it going? Okay, I'm gonna try and get this. I'm turning this at an angle just because my erase doesn't want to play nice for that little part. So when I did that, I just barely got the tip of my brush and just slowly angled my sign and my wrist to go to it, okay? But kept it really controlled, as much control as I could give that. And that is how you can work in those tight spaces without having to really change your brush. Otherwise, you would want to. Okay. Now I'm just kind of lightly hitting this with just one more coat over on this strawberry, and then we'll come back over to the other one here. Okay, so we're gonna let that go. We'll come back in and add the seeds. I'm gonna do little white seeds with it. You painted your son's room. Again, oh no. Yeah, Sherwin-Williams is rough. Everywhere's out of paint. We were really worried about paint for us as well. That was a big hang up for hoping and praying that we got the paint. So it's not surprising. Okay, so now let me scoop this paint back up here, and we're gonna go paint the watermelons next. And then we'll get working on some leaves and the rind of the watermelon. So the watermelon paint color that I'm using is called Watermelon. How original am I? This is a little bit lighter of a pink. Well, it's like a pinkish red. If you guys can kind of see that difference in the shades. So that one was the cherry. This one was strawberry, and then this one's the watermelon, okay? Now, like I said, if you didn't have these paint colors available, just shade them down with the red that you've got. Have to do all this next, and then you're done. Woohoo! Girl, I bet you are exhausted. I am actually gonna still drink real quick. So Haley went back to summer school again today. Waking up at 7 in the morning is always so fun. Or rather, I have to take her at 7. She has to be there at 7:30. And it takes us about a half an hour to get to her summer school. But one thing that will be nice is when we actually move, she'll be out of summer school for about a week by that point. So at least I don't have to try and do that during the move, so I'm excited. Okay, you guys, so I am just kind of getting my brush slowly in this area. I had gotten a little bit more paint, so that's kind of why I was painting in the center there a little bit, is because I had gotten a little bit too much on my brush. Now, if you're not getting a straight line, you don't have to worry too much about it, because you know we are going to use that detailing brush to come in and add our detail lines back in. But we'll try and get as close as we can, right? So I'm just going over this leaf of the cherry here. And then I am not going to worry about the seeds of the watermelon that are outlined. I'm just going to paint over them since they're black. That helps a lot too. Oh no. Sounds like you've been through the ringer, Cece. Last week kind of felt like a whirlwind. By the time we actually hit vacation status, I was ready for it. I couldn't believe that it was already Thursday. I feel very blessed with everything that transpired, because a lot of things could have been so much worse. So grateful that, you know, we were able to get my toe situation under control, and then the brakes and the car and everything. So glad that we were able to get that worked out and be able to go on vacation, because that's the car that we use the very most, and you know, that was worrisome with us traveling, and then all of a sudden my brakes start squilling. So do you remember my car stopping in the middle of the road when we went to the beach for the retreat? I do remember that. We stayed at a Holiday Inn. I'll have to give it to you. It was not right on the beach, because woo, those were a little expensive. I guess they had some type of company retreat going on too, so I think that's why the prices were so high that week. Because they said that normally it's not as expensive, but wow, it was expensive. Our friends ended up staying there because they were the ones that invited us to there, but yeah. It did it again. Oh no. Your luck has been horrible. I kind of have said the same thing, but I've luckily, you know, like things keep working out. But I was telling everybody on the business Zoom call today. So Molly, my lab shepherd, she's very boisterous. She's a sweetheart. She loves to get up and give you hugs and stuff like that. But she also kind of paws at you, and you have to be careful, because she'll paw your face, and you know, she's not meaning to, but her nails will get you sometimes. Well, she pawed, and she got my face real good and caught the corner of my lip, and my lip was bleeding. I have a huge cut on like the corner, just below the corner of my lip. And a little crazy thing about me, if you guys don't know this already, is a couple of years ago I had to have my teeth out. I had a wisdom teeth surgery, removal, whatever, and I had complications from it and had nerve damage. So half of my lip on my right side I can't feel. So of course Molly got the left side. So I am a mess, because I can't, it's hard for me to feel on this side, and I got to eat on this side. So I'm a drooling mess. Tell Brian, I'm like, maybe I should just, you know, go on a smoothie diet. Might lose some weight. Might be a good idea. But anywho, that's where I'm at with that. Okay, can you see the shades kind of popping through? With the comments and how it does things now, it just totally throws me off. Oh, red all over. Oh no. Yeah, that's not fun. Yeah, Cece, I think you have got it. I've heard of a lot of people saying this month has kind of killed them. It must be in the air. I mean, a lot of good things have happened, you know, like I said, so I can't fully complain, but it's kicked my trash. I'm not gonna lie there. I've been blessed to make it out okay. We'll just put it that way. All right, so I'm just cleaning this watermelon up. It is kind of painting out a little bit blotchy. So I'm just cleaning that up here. Okay, so there we go. We got done with all the reds. Let me throw this last bit. Oh my gosh. What a nightmare. That far behind, huh? Okay. We're gonna put this away, the watermelon. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the parsley, I think. Hold on. I'm gonna use the electric green on the rind. Okay. And I'm still going to use that 3/8 of an angle brush. I know, you've had it. And you guys, I'm sorry if I'm missing comments. I hope I'm seeing it all. Still pulling a little bit of red out of this brush, so. Okay. I'm gonna grab the green right here. There we go. I love this electric lime green. It's so bright and cheery and summery. Just grabbing this corner real quick here. Okay, we're gonna go over here to this side. There we go. Just getting a little bit more paint on this end here. We'll get this angle here. One more time. Okay, I'm gonna come right over here, hit this just a little bit more. And throw just a little bit of paint here. Call it good. Okay, so that we're gonna go with this. I think I'm going to go ahead and also do the electric lime for the cherry stems, or the cherry leaves as well. And I did not grab a brown for, oh, actually I did. Never mind. I'm being crazy. We need to grab a brown for the stems, but I do have brown. Oh, duh. Okay, so then right here, we're gonna get one more of these cute little stems. So what I'm doing is I'm just loading my brush right at the edge here, or right at the bottom on both sides. And then if you can see what I'm doing, I'm taking my brush and curving it and then pulling it in, okay? My wrists are hurting a little bit from all the beach stuff today, so I have to do a little bit more English than I typically do when painting with you guys, so I'm sorry. So pulling, pulling. I'm going to turn it again, pull, and sweep. So you're kind of pulling the paint and then you sweep it out, okay? Okay, one more time with these leaves here. I'm just gonna do this real quick. This second coat, I'm just seeing a little bit of blotchiness. I want to kind of correct if we can. Okay, so now we're really starting to kind of get an idea of what's going on here. I'm going to leave, actually, yes, I don't know. I'm going to leave the lime green out. Well, I'll put it in. If I need it, I'll just use the lid. We might come back to this electric lime. I have an envision in my head. I did not sketch or color this one out. Or I sketched it, I just didn't color it out. Okay, so I'm gonna use parsley next. This one I am just gonna go ahead and use my lid, or the lids for it, since there's not as much. Parsley we're going to use for the strawberry part, and it is a little bit different of a shade than that electric lime, but we're wanting, because there's so many different greens and stuff like that that we're painting with, this is how we're giving each one their own individual time to shine, I guess is how we would want to say it. This kind of will bring out the colors. You could do some shading with this too, and that could help a little bit as well. But I kind of wanted this one to go a little more whimsy, fun. And so when we get detailing, that's when the whimsy is going to kind of come out a little bit more. All right, so just making those little swoops with our leaves there. Checking what time we've got here. Okay. Same thing here. Gonna nice sweep that. Come back this way, sweep it this way, and then color in the middle. Again, nice little sweep. This side, same thing. Nice little sweep, get in the middle there. Okay, sweep on this side, clean up the middle. And then we'll get these little stems here, going straight across, and then pull back down. Okay, I'm gonna hit this just real quick with the heat gun. Do one more coat of this it's called parsley green. And our little strawberry stems. Smooth that out. Okay. Ooh, I'm loving how cute this is coming together. It's kind of reminded me of like a basket of what you would make for like lemonade, like different lemonades. I don't know. It's kind of what I thought when I was making it. Okay. no, I want to go with the gecko. Okay, so gecko is like a really lime color. It's a really fun color. Okay. Oops, I need to shake this up real quick. So I'm going to shake this up. Get just a little bit more green in my lid there. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're working with. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go about right in the center of this watermelon and make a nice little line. Let's see, we're going to go about right here with this one and about right there again with that one. And then now we can just paint right here. Their lemon, its cute little leaves. And gecko is one of my favorite colors because it really does, for the most part, it is a one and done color. We will probably have to go over this watermelon rind just one more time, but if you wanted the darkness to kind of still show through, like how some watermelon rinds do, you could just leave it. Okay, so what are we thinking? It's starting to turn out really cute, I think. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm just going to get this gecko for just a second here. And for our cherries, I'm going to do a little scribble, my little zigzaggy, just to kind of add a little bit of color to it. Whoops. And then with the electric lime, we're going to do the same, but we're going to, oops, good thing I didn't clean out my brush yet. Forgot that little cherry right there. Yeah, right? Hire someone, let them deal with it. I agree. Okay, so here with the electric lime, I'm just going to kind of add just a little bit. Maybe not. It's not really showing through too good. Okay. Or did I used electric lime on this one, didn't I? I can't even remember anymore. No, that's parsley. Okay. Okay, what we're gonna do is we'll just do a little zigzag here, a little zigzag there, on these little lemon leaves. Okay, you can kind of actually see this, so we're gonna continue. Okay. A little bit there and there. And I might add a little zigzag there and one right here. Okay. Okay. And we're gonna stay done for a minute. Okay, so greens are done. We are gonna go with taping now. And grab this towel here. Because we want to fuzz this up just a little bit. I have the loudest ice maker ever. Did you guys just hear that? This fridge that is in this rental, oh my gosh, it is so loud. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just use one part as my stencil here. So we're gonna line these up like so. Pray that this doesn't peel off because, you know, it always tends to do that for me when I'm on a live with y'all. Okay, use that as our guide. Nope, I did not make that long enough. Throw it there. And this is the frog tape, that is the yellow tape. This is better for when you're painting on fresh paint than the actual green kind. But even so, I like to, like I said, I still like to fuzz it up just a little bit. This is not going to make it bleed through, but it's going to help with not having it peel the paint up. Okay, so let me take that off. And this is what we're doing to get that cute basket weave that we want. Nope, still not. Okay, so we're just doing this nice cute little line here. Get this one more time. Okay. So line this up. Miss Johnny, I saw that you weren't feeling very good either. I have been definitely keeping you in thoughts, sweetheart. I'm sorry that you can't have your surgery yet, but you are definitely in our prayers. Okay, so I'm gonna line this one up. Whoops, never mind, that line did not work very good. We're gonna retry that. It caught my finger. There we go. Okay, pull this one up. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is just grab a foam plate here. I'll use the back of this, and I'm gonna use Bambi Brown. It's a darker brown. A little bit of that, and still a bunch of stuff on my floor. And oh no, did my baby wipes get taken from me? Oh, they're right here. All right, let me grab the baby wipe here. Now the baby wipes just help with kind of keeping it a distressed, kind of more natural look. Hi, Shantae. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly rub this on. Trying to kind of still keep that line that we got going here, so. Headaches are killing you. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. I am praying you'll get some healing, some comfort. I can only imagine. Okay, so now we're gonna pull these up. So there is our one side. And throw the heat gun on here real quick. I know. Hugs and prayers, Johnny. I love you, lady. All right. So now we're gonna flip it. Got a little bit of overage right there, so I'm gonna try and hide that. That piece is just too small. And so is that one. All right. We're gonna use this one. So we're gonna go about like this for this one. And get our little template, little ruler spacer guide. We're gonna go here with this one. Oops, never mind. That one's not long enough. I might have to cut another piece for that. Can we make this one work? Nope. All right, hold on. Okay, Johnny. Well, thanks for hopping in. Saying hi. We sure love you, honey. Okay, there's that one. Right here. Let's use this one. So I'm just kind of trying to get the edges here. And we should have just one more itty bitty piece and we will call it good. We'll use this one. Okay. Pull that up. Okay, grab the wipe one more time, the baby wipe. Gonna just hurry and go over this part of our basket. And then, like I said, you guys, I am so sorry. I was trying to hurry to get back on here, so I did not include the template. But as soon as I'm done, I will give you the link for the template. Okay, pull that up. Had just a little bit of paint pullage right there. Not too bad. Just one more time right here. There we go. Ain't that basket cute? I'm gonna just take my little baby wipe, just kind of plot that real quick. Should get rid of it. All right. Okay, we're gonna add the till right here, which I'm gonna just use the lid for. I am going to use a 1/2 inch angle. This will just help clean up our little whoopsies that kind of pop through here. But then when we do our detail line, which is next, that will hide everything. So just nice, solid line here. And then I'm stopping as soon as I start seeing a little bit of drag. All right. And this blue is called Surfboard. Almost said Caribbean, because I was debating between both of those. Okay, just adding one more quick little coat. Like so. There we go. Just gonna get these edges real quick here. Okay. Now to the black. Grab one more of my little trays here. Grab some black. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Get my liner brush, which is a 2/0 liner brush. I like to add a little bit of water to the black. It just makes it easier when you're detailing. You don't get as much drag with your paint when you do it. Oh, I just completely touched where we painted. Okay, so we're going to turn this upside down and get a little bit more room here. Okay, so with the watermelon brine, we're going to do a quick little outline like so, but then I'm going to go and add a cute little ziggy zag there. I'm also going to do the seeds real quick. Just a little bit more. We'll do this seed. And then we can paint this strawberry. See, and don't you love how the outline just brings everything together? Like when you start painting it, at first it starts kind of going, shoot, I don't know, I might have messed this up. But just keep going with it. I promise it ends up turning out so fun. Okay, our cute little cherry we're gonna do next. Oh, I forgot to add that brown. Good thing I have some right here. I'm going to add the brown still too on top of the black, but I wanted just to have a little bit of that accent. Get the strawberry real quick here. Whoops, got a little too much paint than what I'm wanting. There we go. There we go. A little zigzag there. Okay, with the rind, I'm going to just hurry and do the little zigzags here first. Go across. And right here. Oops, I realized I forgot that other side of the strawberry here. here and get that. Okay. So getting these cute little watermelon seeds. And I am not quite sure where I want to glitter. What do y'all think? I was thinking we could do just where the white highlights are on some of them and throwing some iridescent glitter there just to kind of give it some brightness. Grab right here. Okay. Let's get this strawberry. We'll do a cute little zigzag there. Same on this side here. Match that up. So what do y'all think? You liking? Oh my gosh, I just put my hand right in that, didn't I? We will fix that. No biggie. Okay, let's fix where my hand decided that it wanted to screw up my project. There we go. So we're just getting this basket real quick here. Doing a cute little outline. And then a lot of the time with the edges, if you guys notice, I don't get my paint line right straight to it. The reason why is it gives it a little bit more dimension when you do that. And it also makes it a little bit easier to paint because you're not fighting with an edge with your brush strokes. Here with one more. Okay, so there it is with that. I am loving the brightness. Okay, let's grab some white here, maybe. I'm also going to just use the lid for this. Apple Barrel, their white is pretty watered down in my opinion, so I don't typically water it down, my black, with it. Just gonna add a little bit of highlight here. Kind of giving a little bit more dimension to our basket by doing those few little highlights there. And just making some little swooshies on the basket liner itself. On our little lemon, just adding a few little highlights. The cherry, I'm going to do that iconic little, you know, swooshy where the light shines on it. And then I haven't forgot about the brown. We'll go in with the brown in just one sec. these watermelon seeds here. So I'm just kind of barely letting my white touch. Where our little boo-boo is, we'll kind of hide that a little bit more with the white highlights. We're going to be a little bit more precise there. And then the little strawberry, we're just going to add just a little bit. Like so. And then I'm going to come in and do some polka dots real quick for the seeds. I'm going to just use the back of a paintbrush and just trying to be a little bit precise with making those little triangle that I want there. Okay. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna call it good, besides throwing just that little bit of brown on the stems of these cherries. I realized I did not get white right here, so I'll hurry and throw a little bit of white. Right there. All right. Maybe just a little black. There we go. Okay. Very cute. Thank you, Sherry. Let me grab the glitter real quick. I know I'm just a little bit over on time, so I'm gonna hurry, I swear. Brian's looking at me like, come on, lady. Okay. So let me grab my paper. And some Mod Podge. Or Mod Podge, whatever we call this thing stuff. All right. Grab one of my brushes here. What if I not so good anymore brushes, because you definitely don't want to use the nice ones. Okay, I think we'll add a little bit here. On our watermelon. Just to give a little bit, maybe do the little dots here. Move this over on our and then I was thinking it might be cute for our strawberry. Let me grab a bigger brush. To do the strawberry all in the iridescent. trying to be a little bit careful because like I said, we just did that white. So we don't want it to mess up here. Okay. Get those out of my mouth. All right, so there we have it. You can see it all glistening. Let me flip you guys so you can see. Hold on. There we go. So there is our cute little basket. Isn't that cute? Love how it turned out. I think it's fun. Our lemonade basket, right? That's what we're gonna call it. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry, I went a little bit over, but we did have a little bit of painting going on. So, I hope you guys, thank you, Linda. Thank you, Shantae. I hope you guys, oh, and Sherry, thank you. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll have Cricut class tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Sherry. Bye, guys.